It was time again for another Continental Amateur Baseball Association World Series. For teenage baseball players around the United States, the final destination for the summer of 1995 was Waukesha, Wisconsin. Teams with players aged 16 and under from every corner of America came to the Spring City to reach one goal, to be known to everyone as national champions. Waukesha had never played host to a Caba World Series before, and the city was ready to showcase a first-class event. This year's tournament had many questions. Could the kids from Southern California defend their title? Would the strong Southern teams be a factor? Or how about the kids from the Midwest? Waukesha's own Firebirds looked to defend their home turf from enemy invaders. Would they be ready? In all, Waukesha had the pleasure of bringing together 24 of the best amateur teams in the country for the Caba World Series. The 1995 tournament officially kicked off with a banquet on Thursday, August 3rd. All participants were present as a dinner was served and raffle prizes were given out. The next day, competition got underway. That night at the Waukesha West High School field, the opening ceremonies took place. Each team carried themselves with pride. They realized they may never participate in anything so special again. The Tulsa Cardinals came into the tournament to represent the fine state of Oklahoma. The Cardinals were led by the steady hitting of left fielder Jason Code and shortstop Lyle Landers, as each hit over 300 for the tournament. The Cardinals failed to pick up a victory in the tournament, but the determination of such players as Mika Anderson, Brian Lewis, and Drew Armstrong got them to Waukesha and will certainly pay off in the future. The squad from Reisterstown, Maryland got off to a fast start in the round-robin competition, winning its first 3 games thanks to the hot hitting of Adam Gardner and the smooth pitching of Brad Bush. Gardner hit .450 for the tournament, and Bush stifled batters, compiling a 1.35 earned run average. But a lack of depth hurt the Pirates as they lost 6 in a row to finish the tournament. The Fairfield, Ohio Chiefs also went 3-4 in the round-robin play and would have been a tough team to knock out of the consolation round, but elected to head for home. Third baseman Keith McKenna was one of the real bright spots of the entire tournament, however, as he compiled a .467 batting average over the course of the team's 7 games. Jesus Tito Rivera not only provided one of the great names of the tournament, but also one of the great bats. The center fielder hit .409 for Schenectady, New York, with 4 RBIs and 5 runs scored. However, Tito's supporting cast could not equal his production. The team from Schenectady posted a 2-5 mark, but also elected not to participate in the consolation round. The teams from beautiful Tennessee both finished place sooner than they had hoped, with each losing in the consolation round. The team from Nashville, Tennessee won only twice, but finished with 4 batters over 300 for the tournament. Johnny Garrett, Tim Lavender, Brandon Johnson, and Nolan Graham led the hit parade, but could not overcome the team's lack of consistent pitching. Kingsport, Tennessee went 3-5 with an overwhelming offense that boasted a .338 batting average. Second baseman Chris White was the ultimate contact hitter, batting .440 with all of the hits being singles. But a lack of quality relief pitching stopped Kingsport from going any further. There were two teams representing Rockford, Illinois in this year's tournament. The Scandrolli construction team went 3-4 in round-robin play and split their first two consolation games before bowing out. Scandrolli was led by Jared Anderson, who not only hit .417 during the tournament, but also pitched 8 innings with a minuscule earned run average of .91. Left fielder Jeremy Mitchell was also a huge factor, leading the team in hitting with a .423 average. Crystal Lake, Illinois played host for the 1994 tournament, but their team found the competition in Waukesha to be a little less friendly in 1995. They only picked up one win in the tournament, but did feature one of the tournament's most exciting players in pitcher Chris Olson. He was not only an effective hurler, but also rapped out 11 hits in the tournament for a .440 batting average. The squad from Atlanta, Georgia definitely had their struggles at this year's tournament. As a team, they only had a batting average of .170, but they did not go down without a fight. Even though they only garnered one win, center fielder Zeb Howard and pitcher Josh Gardner each swung the bat to the tune of a .300 hitter. The North Kansas City Bandits were one of the tournament's hard luck teams. They barely missed a chance at the championship round after a 3-4 finish in the round-robin play. They then finished 3-2 in the consolation bracket. Pitching was the key for the Bandits' success. Tony Mills, Joe Miller, and Ryan Stiegel all sported ERAs under 2.8. Stiegel also carried the offensive load for the Bandits, hitting .390 with 5 doubles and a home run. The Brownstown, Michigan Bandits were the runner-up in the consolation bracket. They shrugged off a tournament opening loss to the host Waukesha Firebirds and won 6 of their last 11 games. One of the best all-around players in the tournament was the Bandits' Matthew Leach. He crushed 15 hits on his way to a .469 batting average while playing solid defense at first base. If there was a Cinderella story at this year's tournament, it had to be the Cavaliers of Oak Creek, Wisconsin. After only winning 2 games in the round-robin play, not many suspected that this team could win the consolation prize. That's when Oak Creek surprised everyone except themselves by going a perfect 4-0 in the consolation round and taking home the trophy. A pitching staff which sported a low 3.86 earned run average was the key. Robin Stedman played a huge role for the team by pitching the second highest amount of innings with 9 strikeouts and a 2.36 ERA. Stedman also swung a big stick, hitting .343 with 10 RBIs. Center fielder Rick Lopez also came up big when it counted, hitting .389 for the tournament. For the 16 teams that did advance to the championship round, preparation, focus, and execution had to be at a premium. Even the fans felt the excitement.
I really enjoy it. I've been here since Friday night. I really love it.
Great.
I just wish more people would get enthused and come out and watch these kids play. They're missing a great event.
So far,
I think it's been going real well. Not too many glitches. We've only had, I think, 1 game rained out.
Yeah.
So if you can do that in a 4-game period in the summer, you're doing pretty well, I guess.
yeah, my son, he plays third base, and we got a lot of close friends from the high school that play on the same team. So we're rooting these kids on, all the way from California.
So how do you like the game? Is this your first game here?
Yeah, but
You guys from Waukesha here? Or?
yeah, we're from Waukesha.
So you hope to be on the Firebirds someday, or?
I'm on the Firebirds.
Yeah, he is.
I want to be on the Firebirds. I'm gonna try out next year.
So is that pretty fun? You like that?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Do you want to be in this tournament someday?
Yeah.
The double elimination championship round got underway on Wednesday, August 9th. The Bellflower, California Dodgers seem well on the way to defending their championship after posting a 7-0 record in the round-robin competition. But 11 other teams wanted to stop them dead in their tracks. One of those teams was the Rockford, Illinois Hurricanes. Coming into the championship round, they were a dark horse after a 4-3 start. 2 quick losses dropped them out of contention as runner-up Cedar Rapids shut them out 5-0, and Washington Taylor knocked them off 10-3. Rockford was led by Chad Berger, who belted hits left and right, compiling a .357 average. Berger also had a low 3.37 earned run average in 10 innings of work on the mound. Other key players for the Hurricanes included Craig Hobson and Trevor Smith. The East Cobb White Sox from Marietta, Georgia also failed to gain a victory in the championship round, losing a pair of heartbreakers to Waukesha 1-0 and to Washington Bellevue 2-1. Pitching was obviously the strength of the team. Mike Fessler was the big key. In 12 innings of work, the youngster only gave up 2 earned runs. Keith Long also shined, recording a team-high 14 strikeouts in 10-plus innings of work. The team did finish 5-2 in the round-robin play to assure an overall winning record for the tournament. After a 5-2 start, Team Miami of Florida also ran out of gas when the championship round began. They dropped 2 decisions, one to the Columbus Cobras 9-2 and one to the South Kansas City Sox 7-0. Despite the losses, outstanding individual performances were not hard to come by. Catcher Willie Lopez anchored the squad by hitting .429 in 35 at-bats. Michael Nardo, one of Lopez's battery mates, was awesome on the mound, going 13 innings and yielding an ERA of only 1.07. The South Kansas City Sox victory over Team Miami was their only one of the championship round. They would eventually be eliminated by Washington Taylor 10-3 after a 4-3 finish in round-robin play. Mitch Kyler was the big man at the plate, hitting .393 with 2 home runs. Tim Bollinger and Matt Papa carried the majority of the pitching load, combining for 26 innings pitched and a 3.0 ERA with 18 strikeouts. The Columbus Cobras had one of the worst draws of the championship round. After a 4-3 finish, they dispatched of Team Miami 9-2 in their first game, but they then ran into the undefeated Springfield Thunder and lost 5-4 before the 8-1 Wichita Blasters eliminated them 5-0. The Cobras' second baseman Dennis Nisbet was as good as any hitter in the tournament. In 34 at-bats, he connected for a .500 average with 10 RBIs and 12 runs scored. Brian Thacker was the stud on the mound, going 26 innings, striking out 12 and sporting an excellent .54 ERA. The team from Bellevue, Washington had a losing record at the end of round-robin play, but that didn't stop them from taking advantage of their opportunity of playing in the championship round. Instead of going away quietly, Bellevue took out the East Cobb Sox 2-1 before bowing out to Cedar Rapids. The pitching of Drew Ingrell and K.C. Klopp kept Bellevue alive, combining for nearly half of the team's pitching load with a collective ERA just over 2.0. The championship round was somewhat disappointing for the Wichita, Kansas Blasters. After going undefeated in round-robin play, the Blasters split 4 games before bowing out to Cedar Rapids. Pitching was the key for the Blasters. Anthony Hartness and Luke Proctor both threw over 10 innings of work and each sported an ERA under 1.3. The team as a whole posted the lowest earned run average of the tournament with a 1.92 total. On the offensive side, designated hitter Jim Polson and shortstop Blake Blasey each hit over .480. Washington Taylor had only one problem once they advanced to the championship round. They just couldn't beat the kids from Southern California. But 2 bad losses to Bellflower didn't take away from a good overall tournament. Like many of the other successful teams, a 1-2 pitching punch was the key for Taylor. John Gillespie and Brian Schmidt each posted fine numbers as they carried over half of the pitching load. Brian Trofaltz was the offensive MVP as he posted a .467 batting average with 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in. Those 8 teams all played well, but 4 teams separated themselves from the rest of the field as they would fight it out for the right to be crowned champion. The Continental Amateur Baseball Association World Series is for the young to compete with peers to see who has the best talent and, most importantly, the best character. To enjoy watching the games, you must also be young at heart, and you must know a little bit about how the game should be played. We caught up with one of the ghosts of the game, observing how it's played by this new breed, and he had good things to say.
Well, actually, I think the boys are outstanding. They're getting stronger.
But who is this old-timer anyway? And what does he really know about the game?
I'm Johnny Logan. I used to be the Milwaukee Braves shortstop back in 1953 when the baseball team came from Boston to Milwaukee. And in 1957, we won the World Series against the New York Yankees.
Oh, so maybe he does know a little something. Johnny Logan may not be a household name in 1995, but he was in baseball's glory years when he shared the diamond with such greats as Henry Aaron, Eddie Matthews, Red Shandis, not to mention a few decent pitchers.
And we had Warren Spahn, Lou Burdett, Bobby Buell, and a great pitcher named Don McMahon, who was a reliever.
Now a scout for the Milwaukee Brewers, Logan has seen the game go through many changes. He knows that these young prospects face a much different future than he ever did.
I'm going to tell you a secret. When I played baseball in 1953, I was making about $7,500 a year. Now they're making $1 million, $2, $3, $4 million. Does that tell you exactly what the difference of baseball is now and years ago?
Logan also knows that the Caba World Series is a great showcase for these young phenoms. He is also aware that they're all waiting for a call from someone just like him.
The big idea of these ball players, these young kids, getting an opportunity. And once you get the opportunity, then you got to capitalize on it, and then from there on, who knows, they'll be the stars of the future.
And with a little bit of humility, maybe even as professional off the field as the Johnny Logan. Waukesha's own Firebirds were another of the tournament's surprise stories. A 4-3 record in round-robin play was no indication of the potential as they advanced all the way to the semifinals. In the end, Cedar Rapids was too much for the Firebirds, but they did post upset wins over Wichita and Marietta, Georgia. Dave Zwiezicz was the best pitcher in the tournament. In 20 innings of work, he allowed only 1 earned run while striking out 22. Ben Kibosh was also unkind to opposing batters, allowing no earned runs over 13 innings of work while striking out 10. Bradley Burkhart was also a tournament leader, hitting .550 in 20 at-bats. The Bellflower California Dodgers were cruising towards a repeat title until they met the Springfield Thunder. Twice. Despite not repeating as champions, an appearance in the semifinals showed the strength of this club once again. They led the tournament in hitting with a team batting average of .382. Several players, such as Joe Herca, Jesus Medrano, and Jerry Miller, all hit over .500. Pitcher Alex Alvarado, who overcame a broken neck, dominated opposing batters with a 1.7 ERA. The team's collective ERA was low as well, coming in at 2.5 for the tournament. While each team wanted to win a championship, even those that didn't had fun at the 1995 tournament. It wasn't all about focus and the challenge ahead. What follows are those moments from this year's tournament that are, let's just say, a bit unfocused.
And I got a hot shot ground ball and it just hopped up and hit me in the head. Yeah. Well, we got him out. It bounced off my head, bounced back to the pitcher, and the pitcher threw him out at first. So it didn't hurt as bad when I found that out.
Yeah, pretty nice bouncy head.
Yeah, I got the assist on that. I got a hard head.
Excellent.
The Springfield Thunder had not been defeated in the 1995 Caba World Series. With one more win over Cedar Rapids, they would be champions. Cedar Rapids had lost earlier in the championship round, so they knew, win today or go home second best. Rapids responded, posting a 6-4 victory to force a decisive winner-take-all championship game. Rapids had the momentum, but Springfield pitcher Chad Duncan outdueled Rapids ace Tommy Martin to help Springfield post a 2-1 championship victory. Cedar Rapids finished the tournament at 11-3. Luke Klinn, Tommy Martin, and Mark Seaton were all key factors in the Rapids offense, as the team posted a .325 batting average. Martin was also one of the stars of the tournament on the mound, pitching 19 innings and yielding only one earned run. For the Springfield Thunder, the 1995 tournament was nearly perfect. They won 13 games against only one loss. You want stars? Take your pick. How about Seth Van Buren? The third baseman hit .490 with 3 home runs and 22 RBIs. First baseman Todd Mitchell also came up big. He hit at a .430 clip with 2 dingers and 17 runs scored. The team's second-best ERA of 2.3 was the culmination of equal pitching efforts from 5 different players, none of which had an individual ERA of over 3.5 and as low as .95. Springfield clearly showed future teams the secret to winning this tournament: balance. The Thunder rolled as they were national champions for 1995. Everywhere in the 1995 Caba World Series, we found that it's the people, not the wins or statistics that will be remembered. Win or lose, in every face there was a sense of pride. We in Waukesha will not soon forget our friends from the West Coast, the South, the Midwest, or the East Coast. We'll all remember that for one brief time in the summer of 1995, we shared something special: the competition, the goodwill and fair play of amateurism, and we shared it right here in Waukesha.